Hello dear children, welcome to your physics class. Today we will be discussing the topic of measurement of volume of liquids. Now to measure the volume of liquid we use two kinds of vessels. Now which are these two vessels? One is the measuring cylinder and the other one is measuring beaker. Now let us understand about these. First is the measuring cylinder. So measuring cylinder can have different capacities. Okay, so I'll just show you uh, some measuring cylinders here. You can see very colorful liquid is there in each measuring cylinder. So you can see that some are big and some are very small. So this will have a very small capacity while this will have a large capacity. So we see here that these cylinders they can be made of glass or plastic. Now it has a zero mark at the bottom. So here at the bottom there will be a zero mark and then there will be graduation here. That means you can see many divisions are made here. No, these are all in centimeter cube. So at the top you can see either it will be 1000 or 500 or 250 or 50. Okay, so we can have measuring cylinders of different capacity. So we can measure any amount of volume in this. Like if this is 1000 and I want only 500, I can fill it up to the 500 mark. Okay, so we can use it to measure any amount of liquid. Okay, so this is a measuring cylinder. Now we also have another vessel which is called a measuring beaker. Now why is it called a beaker? You can see there is a beak here at the end. See at the tip here there is a beak like a bird's beak, no? So why this beak is there? So that you can pour out the liquid very easily. Okay, so a measuring beaker is used to measure a definite amount of liquid. So you can measure, like if I want to measure 250 ml, so I have to take water up to here in this. Okay, so in between I cannot use it as for 225 but only definite amounts of liquid. Like I can use it for 250, 200, 150, 100 or 50. That is all. I cannot use it for 60 ml or all the measurements which are in between I cannot use it. Then how we can measure the volume using a measuring cylinder. So when we fill the liquid into this, you will see that the liquid, that is water, when it comes into a cylinder it takes a curve like this. Okay, so we always read the lower surface, that is just the lowest mark you have to read. So let us see the points how to measure volume of a liquid using a measuring cylinder. So first is take a measuring cylinder, wash it with water and dry it. So first you won't allow water to stick here and there, so you have to wash it and dry it. And then after that, what do we do? Place the measuring cylinder on a flat surface. Okay, and then pour the given liquid gently without splashing. So we have to pour the liquid gently into this. Okay, so here there is a blue colored liquid. Then wait till the level of liquid becomes stationary. So first when you add the liquid it will be a little bit shaky and then after that it will settle down. It will become stationary. And now you have to read the level of liquid, keeping your eye in line with the lower surface of the liquid. So your eye should be kept near the lower surface in line with it horizontally like this, so that we don't make any mistake while reading it. Okay, if you keep your eye down here and you read slanting like this, there will be a mistake. So always keep your eye horizontally in position in line with the surface of the liquid. And we always measure which surface, the lower surface. So we will say we measure the lower meniscus. This surface that the liquid touches, this is called the meniscus. Okay, so we will read the lower meniscus and we can take measurement. So there is an example. Here we are measuring the volume of a liquid. Let us see. So see here, when you are reading this, it is equal to which level? 3 ml. The lower level is how much? 3 ml. Lower meniscus. So we will say how much volume of liquid is there in this measuring flask. It is 3 ml. Let us practice some more. See here. This is the lower meniscus that I can read here is this. Okay. So I will just mark it and then we will read it. Okay, so I'll take a pen and just mark it here. See, this is the mark. Okay, so I'll just take this mark. Okay, so let us see. This is 80, this mark, and this is 70. Okay, so this will be what? 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80. Correct. So that means each one mark is actually 1 centimeter cube. So here if I'm going to read this 71, 72, 73, 74. So what is the reading here? It is 74. Okay, 74 ml. Okay, so this is the reading. That is how we will be reading it. Now this measuring cylinder can also be used to measure the volume of an irregular body. Now we learned that when the bodies have a regular shape like a cube or a cuboid or a sphere, we have different formula to find the volume. But if it is an irregular shape, that is it has no regular shape, it is just like this. How will we find the volume? There is no formula for finding out the volume for in such cases. So what we will do, we will first take a measuring flask, okay, and we'll put it on the flat surface and fill it with some water. So here you see the water is up to the level 50 ml. Now you can use a string. Okay, there is a string, and with the string we will just put this stone into the water slowly into the measuring flask or measuring cylinder. Okay, so what happens when you put something into the measuring flask? What will happen to the level of water? The level of water will increase. Okay, so how much will it increase? It will depend on how much space this stone will take. So whatever space it takes, that much volume of water will increase here. So you see the original level was 50 and now it has become 75. So what is the increase in level here? Just see how much it has increased. It has increased 25 ml. How did you find it? I have subtracted 75 and 50. So that is 25. So that means the volume of the stone will be 25 centimeter cube. ml and centimeter cube are same. So we will say it is 25 centimeter cube. I hope it is clear to you. We will try some more problems later on.